Fortnite's massive player base means a lot of matches are being played. All those matches mean a lot of kills, and a lot of kills means unbelievable shots that are just as embarrassing to be on the receiving end of as they are to dish out. The unique playstyle of Fortnite lends itself well to nifty players and eye-popping shots. The building system, wide array of weapons, and fluidity of player movement means a high skill cap where some players who dedicate more time to the game are able to leave those in their wake feeling awestruck. This is an examination of some of the nastier trick shots in Fortnite. Number 10. FaZe Jinx. Jinx is another well-known player to want to end games in a dramatic fashion. Doing so is not only fun, but it's a wonderful opportunity to show off your skills to the viewing audience. With a single enemy remaining, Jinx has his teammates set him up for a rocket ride. It's a success. Jinx takes flight while looking downwards to determine the exact location of his prey. As a bit of extra pizzazz, he hops off the rocket just inside the eye of the storm to fall straight down once he finds his target. One shot, one kill. Jinx is able to finish off the game with a falling no-scope, recorded live on stream. The inherent danger to rocket riding, your teammate could shoot your ankles off with an RPG at point-blank range, makes kills that incorporate the advanced technique additionally awesome. Number 9. Hinks. Fortnite player Hinks pulls off a pretty looking trick shot while being pursued by two enemy players who appear to be his teammates. This shot owes its place on the list to how calm and collected the shot appears to be. With two enemies giving chase, Hinks climbs atop a roof. As he's leaping off the edge, he spins 360 degrees and fires once. The bullet knocks down one of his opponents. The only issue that follows is Hinks seems to be so enamored with the feat he just accomplished that he quickly rushes back into battle without taking time to regroup. The remaining enemy simply takes aim and peeks from behind a corner to finish our protagonist off. Maybe running back in alone with only 6 health remaining is a bad idea, but it's one that takes guts and confidence. Hinks wanted to go for broke by winning the 2v1 after hitting his trick shot, but he fell short. I commend him for trying to make the outplay even sweeter. Number 8. Sienna. This one just made me dizzy. Sienna has an affinity for doing things flashy. For this shot, Sienna sets themselves up on a tower over top of some bounce pads. This is a common theme. After setting the chain reaction in motion, Sienna bounces from place to place at rapid speed. The entire time this is happening, Sienna demonstrates their mechanical skill as they spin wildly, swap weapons, and swing their harvesting tool. By the time the actual shot comes, I'd be too dizzy to be able to focus on lining up my shot correctly. Sienna is able to control the situation and fire off a pinpoint accurate sniper bullet from 116 meters away. Even if this trick shot is staged in a private game, the showmanship along with the impressive distance of the shot makes it worth a spot on this list. Number 7. Wappa Papa. YouTuber Wappa Papa surprised even himself with this incredibly long trick shot. While camouflaging himself by hiding in a tall tree, Wappa spots a few distant enemies. He unenthusiastically says, "I'm trying to no-scope these guys." Even though he wasn't expecting anything to come of it, the enemy players are so far away that even using your scope, you'd have a tough time getting anything to hit. They're hardly visible on the screen. After firing a few casual shots from his high location, he unexpectedly lands one. The shot is enough to knock his opponent down. He lets out a gasp of disbelief at what he's just accomplished. Most players would have trouble landing this shot with a steady hand and a scoped weapon. Wappa Papa didn't need either. Number 6. FER Taj. Sometimes it's better to be lucky than to be good. FER Taj hit a supremely lucky shot from no less than 100 meters of distance. The trick shot he hit on the first attempt, but it wasn't the first time he shot. Taj actually takes aim through his scope and misses an opponent on a faraway cliff. He quickly abandons conventional wisdom, and immediately after missing while aiming, he attempts a trick shot that is far harder. He fires his shotgun into the air, leaps off his constructed staircase, spins 360 degrees, and hits the smallest of targets while falling. His opponent is barely visible from atop his perch when Taj takes him out. Number 5. TSM Myth. Myth, a professional member of Team Solo Mid, is one of the best Fortnite players in the world. That might be an explanation why TSM Myth has had so many great clips of him showcasing his ability on lesser skilled players. Myth finds himself one-on-one with the only other surviving player. Personally, I find Trickshots in these high-pressure situations to be more impressive. Myth takes shelter on a player-made tower while his opponent runs around on the ground. As soon as Myth gets a read of the movements of the other player, he quickly builds upward to place a bounce pad and launches himself into the air behind his target. One sniper bullet does the rest, as Myth finishes off his opponent in mid-air before his opponent even figures out where the shot came from. Game over, Myth is victorious. Number 4. CourageJD. Like I've said, shots from a distance are cool. What could be better than a trick shot from 89 meters? Well, one from 170. This was accomplished by popular Fortnite streamer CourageJD. In a public match, CourageJD was able to no-scope his target from 170 meters, and luckily for us, the moment was captured live on stream. That's not all, there was a little bit more setup involved. CourageJD finds himself in an endgame situation in which his team is trying to corner and kill the last remaining enemy. To add a bit of flair, CourageJD and his teammates set up a rocket ride. The streamer is launched overhead and well past his target. He waits for his teammates to demolish the walls, protecting the lone survivor. Well after the flight of the rocket has carried CourageJD out of the eye of the storm into the safe zone, a single shot rings out and finds its intended target.
Oh my god! Wait, what? No way!
Number 3. Z Dracos. Some unbelievable shots are celebrated because of a huge amount of spins or quick, flashy movements. Often, some of the most impressive trick shots owe their difficulty to the distance at which the target was hit. Z Dracos performed one as such. The lead up to the actual shot is of less importance here. To make things look a little bit more impressive, he launched off a few bounce pads to get into position. All of this bouncing only serves to make the shot look more difficult than it actually is. The shot itself is simple. It owes how cool it is to the fact that it was a long-range shot, performed at 89 meters while falling through the air. Even if this is a private match shot that allowed him an unlimited number of attempts to get it just right, it's still impressive to watch. Number 2. Arrow. Arrow was facing an endgame situation with only 3 players remaining. Having the low ground and needing to reposition, Arrow escapes up a nearby set of stairs. Upon reaching the top, one enemy leaps down at her from above. Earning huge style points, Arrow catapults off a nearby bounce pad, turns a quick 180, and finishes off her now mid-air opponent with a no-scope. This trick shot earns bonus points for being performed in mid-bounce against an opponent who was also airborne. A moving target is a difficult one to hit, and that goes double when you're moving as well. Number 1. Phase Orbas. I'll be awarding extra credit to trick shots that occur in public matches. Why? Because these shots are far more impressive if they happen against a player who's actually trying to fight back. FaZe Orba, one of the most well-known trick shotters in Fortnite, has pulled off some insane shots. This is one of my favorites. Orba takes aim at his opponent who hides behind a player-made wall. Orba emotes an incoming bullseye just to taunt him. After bouncing off a pad that sends him flying backwards, he hits another that launches him straight up in the air. The disrespect isn't over. He pulls out his harvesting tool, swings it repeatedly, and spins wildly in the air. As he comes back down to earth, he no-scopes his target right before he vanishes behind a wall. No matter the game, showcasing your skills through tricky shots has been a staple of PvP gaming for as long as the medium has existed. The unique playstyle of Fortnite lends itself to a high rate of fantastic shots. The mechanics of Fortnite, allowing player building and agile movement, make for a skill cap that allows even veteran and professional players to constantly improve. When people with a competitive itch devote time to the game, it pays dividends in sharp playmaking ability. The popularity of Fortnite means a lot of players aspire to hit that flashy shot. The ease of recording also means that more people are capable of uploading their proudest moments of them humiliating their competition. This list shows the diverse kinds of players trying for that one moment. Some are professional players, some are streamers, and some are just ordinary players with small YouTube channels who are kind enough to share their clips for all of us to see.